Going on, Arizona sports fan family? We're back at it again with another video of the Arizona sports fan. Today we're going to do our final season prediction for the 2022 season. Let's get started. Roll that intro. Alright everybody, welcome back in. Now, like I mentioned in the intro, today what I want to specifically do is just kind of do a final season prediction and how I feel like the Arizona Cardinals are going to do going into the 2022 season, right? Now, I did recently make a video about what we're going to do for the first 6 games without DeAndre Hopkins. We're just going to kind of translate that over to this one. But if you didn't watch that video, no worries. We're going to go ahead and just go a little bit more into detail in this video here. If you haven't already, subscribe to the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. Smack that like on this video. And let's get started here, right? Let's talk first Week 1 against the Kansas City Chiefs. This game's going to be an absolute fun game to watch. I really hope that this lives up to the hype, that it's going to be nothing but a shootout, and hopefully the Arizona Cardinals becomes victorious. But I do have the Arizona Cardinals beating and upsetting the Kansas City Chiefs right here, having the Cardinals winning in this game. So I'm going to give the first win to the Arizona Cardinals here. Second game is going to be against the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, in the last video, I did say we're going to lose this one starting off 1-1. I'm going to continue that right there just to make sure it stays consistent. I do believe we are going to lose that game, be 1-1 into the 2022 season. Let's talk about the Rams game. We were 1-1 against them in the regular season, and we got absolutely demolished by the Rams in the playoffs. We just weren't ready, right? We weren't ready at all. But I do believe we're going to get it right, especially in the beginning of the season. I do believe here at home, we're going to get the W. So it's going to be 2-1 on the season. Let's move on to the Carolina Panthers. I mean, do I really need to talk about the Panthers? Like, the Panthers always beat us. They could have the worst quarterback on their roster and they're still always going to beat us, and it's frustrating, right? They have Baker Mayfield, and I know it's so hard to choose Baker Mayfield over Kyler Murray, but I'm going to have to go Panthers because unless the Cardinals can change it, beat them. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to change my answer. I'm going to say the Panthers are going to beat us again. So 2-2 on the season. Let's move on over to the Eagles. I do believe that the Arizona Cardinals will beat the Eagles on this game. I think the Eagles have done very well, right? They have a lot of good weapons. They add some really good pieces in this last year's offseason. But I do believe that the Arizona Cardinals is just a little bit better, and we're going to pull off the W there. Next is going to be against the Seattle Seahawks in Lumen Field. I mean, there's not really much to talk about here. The Seahawks, I think they want to lose this year. They're trying to go for a top-tier quarterback, and in order for them to do that, they need to tank. So I'm going to continue to say the Arizona Cardinals are going to, ride that train, ride that wave, and say that we're going to win. We're going to win there. So 4-2 on the season. We're going to be playing against the Saints, and that is here at our home again. The Saints are kind of an interesting team to me specifically. I don't think that they are in contention for the playoffs, but they might be sneaky, right? They might be one of those teams that can surprise a lot of people. The organization of the Saints have just had consistency all around, but that's when they had Sean Payton, and they no longer have Sean Payton. So I think that the Arizona Cardinals can pull up the W here. So we started off a little scarce, but we're getting it right here. That's going to be 7-2 on the season. Let's move on over to the Vikings. We're talking about the Vikings here. Now they have Kirk Cousins. They got Dalvin Cook. They got some wide receivers over there. The Vikings almost had us last year, and then they missed a field goal, and the Arizona Cardinals ended up winning. It's so hard not to choose the Cardinals here. Like, trust me, it's so hard not to. And I don't think that the Vikings are a great team, but I do think that they somehow find a way to always beat us. And I think we might have gotten lucky when they missed that kick last year. So I'm going to give the win over to the Vikings on this one here. Like I said, this is going to be an absolute realistic one, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to try to fluff anything up here. I think we might lose this game here. Now, that one also is away as well. So that's October 30th, and that's an away game. Let's talk about the Seattle Seahawks. Is the next game on November 6th. We're going to sweep them. We're going to sweep the Seattle Seahawks. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's going to put us at 6-3 on the season. Let's keep moving on here, and that's going to be against the LA Rams. I think the LA Rams are going to beat us. It's just the second time we're gonna meet them. We're gonna split the series. It's 1-1, so that puts us at 6-4. People are panicking a little bit. No worries. Let's move on over to the first San Francisco 49ers versus Cardinals game next. That's on November 21st. That one is prime time as well. I think the Arizona Cardinals will pull off the win here in Mexico. So that puts us at 7-4. So move on over to the Chargers. The Chargers are so intriguing, right? Justin Herbert coming into his own. A lot of hype coming out of that, that camp, the LA Chargers, and they got a lot of weapons. Defensively, they look pretty sneaky good as well. That's going to be a very fun game to watch. A very, very fun game to watch. I'm very excited to see how that's going to shake out. That's tough. That's a tough one. I think for that game specifically that the Arizona Cardinals will... I think we'll lose that game. I don't know. Something's telling me. Now, that's at home, but I think we'll lose that game. So, it's not looking so good so far. I mean, we're above 500, right? So, that's 7-5. Now, the Arizona Cardinals are playing against the Patriots on December the 12th. I do think that we will win that game. So, that puts us at 8-5. Let's move on over to the Broncos. Now, the Broncos always play us pretty tough, right? And they got Russell Wilson. But we know Russell Wilson. We're familiar with Russell Wilson. I think that they're going to be kind of like flying high, and they're gonna really think that they're gonna beat the Cardinals, but nah. I think the Cardinals will be beating the Broncos, so that puts us at 9-5 on the season. Now let's go over to the Buccaneers. That's a tough one, y'all. That's an absolute tough one. A, it's Christmas. B, it's Tom Brady, and that's gonna be an absolute tough game to win. I'm not gonna lie here. I think for that one specifically, I think we're going to shock the world, y'all. I think we're going to shock the world in that one. I think we're going to pull off the win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, we know, right? I mean, Tom Brady isn't invincible. You can beat Tom Brady. And I do think that the Arizona Cardinals are going to pull off the win there. They're going to give us an early Christmas present on Christmas Day. Well, I guess it won't be early because it's Christmas Day, but a good Christmas present on Christmas Day for the Arizona Cardinals. So 10-5. Let's move on over to the Falcons. Falcons is very interesting as well. They got Kyle Pitts, but they no longer have Matt Ryan. I'm just going to call that a W there. So 11-5. Now we play the San Francisco 49ers. I think this game right here is very intriguing. I think at 11-5, we're going to be like, hey, do we really need to play this game? Do we really need to, win this game? Or do we sit our starters and focus on the playoffs? I think for the San Francisco 49ers game, that one is a toss-up. That can either be a win or a loss for the Arizona Cardinals. But for the sake of trying to be realistic, I'm going to keep us at 11-6 on the season. Pretty much similar to last year. We're going to finish off 11-6 for the 17 games of this year. Let me know what you guys think. Now, I know there's some people out there saying that we'll lose against the Bucs, but we'll win against the Chargers. Yeah, I see where you're coming from, and I get the philosophy that's coming out of that, but I think 11-6 is going to be where the Arizona Cardinals are going to be staying. Do you feel like they're going to be less than that or more than that? Put everything in the comments below, everybody. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, go Cards.